Okay, it is time for another footnote. Oh, yes, yes. Where do I begin? Jasmine actually asked me, what are you going to talk about on this one? Like, what is your idea? Because y'all know that these are just thoughts as they come to me. And I'll be honest with you, the thought that keeps ringing in my mind as of late is, why are you not accessing or using the audacity that you know you have? Like, why are you stifling yourself? Be more audacious, because in order to get anywhere, in order to do anything great in life, you have to be audacious. And I thought about that. I've been thinking about that actually for the past few days. And when I think about being audacious, I think about when I started my first business and how audacious I was and how bold and just confident and sure of myself that I was. Like, yeah, I could do something with this. Now, I don't know if it was because the goal was like lower as far as the bar, or if it was because at that time it was really like, what do I have to lose? You know, like sometimes when you're in the bottom of the barrel, it's like, what I have to lose? Stay at the bottom or just climb my way out to the top, right? So I think from that perspective, I was 27 years old. I had a 4-year-old and I had a 2-month-old, and I was sitting there thinking, what else you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? You say you want to stay at home. You say you want to be able to be a mother to your children and be present and available. Like, you're at the bottom, sis. Climb. And I was audacious and bold, and I definitely was met with some hiccups in the beginning along the way, for sure. But even at every turn, I still remained like audacious. And it wasn't until trauma entered the chat that I forgot just how incredibly, you just gotta have like audacity. You know what I'm saying? And audacity sometimes, like, I think people get audacity misconstrued, where they start thinking that audacity means like you're not humble and you're cocky and you're da 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 da. But in all honesty, like, yeah, like if you want to get to the next level, I know everybody says be delusional, be delusional, be delusional. And it's true. Like, you have to have a belief in you that it doesn't matter if anyone else has it, you have it, and you know that you're capable of getting this thing done and achieving this thing. And I don't know about you, but for the girlies that are over 35 and we've lived a little bit of life, 35, 40, 50 ladies that may be watching my channel, and we've dealt with different traumas, right? We've had things happen to us, for us, by others, whatever the case may be, that have really reshaped our narrative and our belief system of who we believe we are and what we believe that we're capable of doing. And in a lot of ways, it stifled us, not to mention at these big ages, we're now dealing with perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with grief as far as you want to have more children, you don't want to have more children, or did you even have children? Like, you're dealing with that. You may be dealing with aging parents or loss of parents. You're dealing with friendships that are dissolving, and also trying to navigate rebuilding a community. Like, there's just so many things that are coming at us at one time that we forget that it's okay to be audacious. It's okay to have audacity about yourself. And if no one else has told you that in a while, I'm here to be the one to tell you to be audacious, be more audacious. Like, be so audacious that it annoys people that aren't even meant to be in your circle. Because one thing I'll tell you is, when you decide to fully step into and own who you are, the people that are meant to be around will be excited about your level of audacity. They're going to cheer it on. They're going to revel in it. Even if they don't necessarily have a hand in getting you from point A to B, they're going to be excited at the mere thought that you have finally released the need to be accepted. And you finally said, okay, I'm putting on my big girl drawers and I'm going after this thing full force, non-stop, gas on the pedal. And I think that's where I am now. Like, it's literally 10:15 at night, p.m. Yes, on July 4th, mind you. There have been fireworks going all night, girl. I'm so tired. And earlier, around like 8, I was going to sit and do this video, but then Jasmine called me, and like we were talking and da-da-da. Then my husband called me, and we were talking. Then I called my daughter, and we were talking. Y'all know how life be happening, right? But here's the thing. In this season for me, being audacious looks like no matter what. Period. It looks like add no E, which means add no excuses. Period. So if I say I'm going to do a thing, I just have to get the thing done. I can't worry about how perfect it is. I can't worry about if it's going to take me 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 takes. I can't worry about the length of things. Like, I can't be consumed with the things that are going to cause me to stop. That's kind of where I'm at with it. So when I think about the level of audacity that I have to believe that I can be one of the biggest YouTubers on the platform at almost 40 years old, mind you, like not a young spring 20-year-old chicken, it's gonna take a level of confidence that I am learning how to tap back into that I lost over the past year or two. Losing it all will definitely make you stonewall, and it'll definitely make you question who you are, your purpose. It'll make you question if you wasted time, all of the things that we question about ourselves. But all in all, it's like I still believe even outside of that, if you still have breath in your body, then there's still more in store for you. I've always believed that. And so that's the thing that keeps me going, is that even though I can't see the finish line, I can't see fully what's next, I have a seed. And my goal right now is to water the seed, is to plant the seed, is to till the soil. You know what I'm saying? It's to cut off the dead leaves as it grows so that I can redirect energy where it needs to go. Like, that's really important when you start thinking about what the end game is for you and what is the result that you're seeking. A lot of times we're not getting to the results that we want because we're not cutting off the dead weight. Hello, somebody. So, there's that. But yeah, that's really like what my footnote is right now, is that we need to be more audacious. When you talk about locking in, what does audacity look like for you right now? For me, I'll share with you what audacity looks like for me today, and it can change day to day based on what the day needs from me. But today I had a revelation. I have recently started posting on Instagram again, which I quit Instagram because I was just like really tired of short form content. I feel like I've been chasing the short form content thing long before it became like a thing with reels, but just like chasing that for years, almost a decade, literally. And I finally came to the realization that I'm just a long form girl. I love long form. However, my ultimate goal, to an extent, requires me to have my resume out there, right? It requires me to have visuals and things out there that show and prove what it is that I can do. And so I need to be posting something. And that is when I decided that I was going to take the highlights of a lot of my vlogs and turn those into my short form content. But I got discouraged recently because with everything that's shifting with, all the different platforms, like, I mean, you can get on any platform, everybody tell you that IG is trash, right? When it comes to engagement, when it comes to likes, when it comes to visibility, all of the things. And if you are a numbers person and a metrics person, it can really be discouraging, and it can hinder your growth, and it can just hinder your path, because every time you post something, you're going to look at the metrics. And I'm telling you right now, girl, like, you have got to get to the point where you learn how to post and ghost, right? So in thinking about that, I decided to make a post today, and I shared it with my broadcast channel on Instagram. If you're not a part of my broadcast channel, like, I'll put the link down below. And so like, I hadn't really done that a lot before, where I would post a reel and share it there. I just typically would post it and, like I said, ghost it. And so I shared it over there, and all of a sudden, like, you know, the community that I have slowly been rebuilding and all of that began to comment and began to share, and there were a couple of reposts and all of that stuff. And it reminded me of something that I've told every entrepreneur that I've ever talked to that has asked me for advice, especially when they're first starting out. And I've always told them, you can't be afraid to be annoying. You just can't. And a lot of times, especially with new entrepreneurs, even with personal brands, I mean, you're still an entrepreneur even if you're a personal brand, but people that are seeking to do something new, I have seen so often them being held back because they're concerned with everyone else being annoyed by them. And I'll be the first to tell you that the people that are supposed to support you in this season will not be annoyed. Actually, they can't get enough of you. I've seen it firsthand. Ask me how I know, okay? They can't get enough. They enjoy it because they're invested in you. They're invested in what you're doing. What you're doing resonates and relates to them. They want to be a part of that story and that journey, and vice versa. And so you cannot be afraid to be annoying, literally. And so it just reminded me of that. And I thought to myself, Felicia, like, girl, take your own damn advice, girl. On our side, it feels like being annoying, but to them, it's like, oh my gosh, thanks so much for the reminder. Oh my gosh, it didn't even pop up on my timeline. Thanks so much. I had someone DM me today, and she said, matter of fact, let me pull up my phone because I like receipts. I like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just tell you what it is, what it ain't, okay? This is what she said. It's crazy how today feels so different for me because I don't get your birthday texts. It's crazy what you get used to. I miss them. And immediately, of course, I was like, oh my gosh, I totally understand. You know, happy birthday, girl. Hope you have an amazing day. But just think, if back then I would have thought that telling people happy birthday, sending them happy birthday text was something that was annoying, then I would have never received this comment. Somebody saying, I miss them. Like, what? Like you miss me communicating with you and all of the things. And it just reminded me, like, be annoyingly audacious. Have the most audacity that you can muster up, okay? And I'm serious. Like, this is me being audacious. I don't know if you noticed, but I've posted 4 videos on YouTube this week, or 3 videos on YouTube this week. Girl, I don't care if I annoy you. Like, we gotta go. We gotta go. And my hope is that I don't annoy you, but I also know that if you are annoying to people, they will exit stage left on their own time, right? And you don't have to know. You don't have to seek. You don't have to find. I think that's also what I love about YouTube, is like, you literally don't know. You don't get notifications about, you know, who unfollowed and all of those things. So I love that. But I'm going to end this with a post that I made on my threads, which y'all definitely should be following me on threads because I be chatting over there. I really be talking on threads. Hold on, let me find it. Because even when I wrote it, you know how you write something and it was like, oh girl, I really said that. And it wasn't no chat GPT. It wasn't no, Claude. It wasn't no Gemini. It was just me on my own. You know, because I heavily promote my YouTube over on threads, because I feel like that's where I've been really finding community lately, especially for the girlies that are, you know, 30 plus. Like, I definitely feel like the millennials is over on the threads, okay? But this is what I said. The thing about consistency is you have to be willing to be annoying while learning how to be good. Yeah, that was all me. That was all me, baby. It was all fee, girl. But seriously, like, that is one of the most truest statements that I've ever stated in my life, is that in order to be consistent, you gotta be okay with being annoying. You gotta be okay with learning out loud. You gotta be okay with being imperfect. you gotta be okay with just putting it out there, because as you continue to put it out there, I promise you, you're gonna get good. Go back and watch some of my old vlogs. Vast difference in quality, vast difference in storytelling, vast difference in editing. Why? Because I'm willing to consistently put it out there as I learn to get good. Remember, good, better, best. And so you have to be willing to keep going. Keep going, keep going. Be bold, be audacious. Like, the world needs what we have to offer. There's something in all of us that is meant to help somebody else, whether it's one person, whether it's 100,000 people, it doesn't matter. Like, all of us have something in us that we need to have audacity about. So I'll tell you right now, if you're not an audacious girl, stick around, because we're going to make you audacious. And if you've been looking for the audacious girls, you found me, sis, okay? I'm starting to come back to life and come back out of my shell, and I'm just super proud of me. And I really do enjoy, like, having a space where I can be vulnerable in real time and transparent in real time again, and just open and letting the chips fall where they may. You know? So let me know if this resonated with you. Let me know if anything that I was said was helpful. I'll tell you the other thing about, like, having audacity with doing this footnotes is that I'm teaching myself public speaking. You know, like, I think in doing this, it's going to teach me how to, like, cut out the ums and, you know, the pauses, and choosing my words correctly, and having a good flow to what it is I'm trying to say, when I'm trying to say it, how I'm trying to say it. But anyways, girl, we are over the 15-minute mark, but we're still under 20 minutes. So, hey, you know, CP time. But I'm going to get off of here. I just want you this week, I want to challenge you to have audacity. And whatever that is, choose one thing that you're going to have audacity about and go for it. And I promise you, you're going to feel so much better the bolder you become about yourself. Like, the more open and true that you become, you know, when it concerns you and yourself, the more comfortable you get with yourself, and the less you listen to other people about who you are. So that's all I got. I ain't got no more, girl. That is my footnotes of the day, my daily journal entry, and I will see y'all on the next one. Love you. Bye.